Hi, this is Dan Sullivan. I'd like to welcome you to the Multiplier Mindset Podcast. Today's success story, this is a free zone success story, is Emily Morgan. And Emily comes from Voorhees, New Jersey. She's got a really great story because her first exposure to strategic coach was as an assistant to another entrepreneur. And so she came into our team program and flat out, she just loves our tools. Emily says these are the greatest thinking tools, especially time management tools in the world. She said, not just for your business, but for your whole life. And then she became so good at the tools that she decided to be her own entrepreneur. And she created a scheduling, actually, it's a scheduling company that sets up appointments for entrepreneurs. And I have to tell you, Emily's head's going to get a little bit big from what I'm going to say now, but the strategic coach clients who use Emily and her company love her. It's been a total game change for them. And I can think of many clients in the New York area, especially, who just love what simplicity and what focus and what clarity that Emily, her system and her daily support actually helps for them. So I know quite a bit about Emily. And of course, she's in my 10 times program. So I know Emily that way. Strategic coach is about thinking tools. The thinking tools are shortcuts. Okay. And the biggest shortcut we have for someone starting a company is we say, we're going to give you a goal, and that at a certain point, your company can run without you. And the key to that is an intellectual shortcut that we call unique ability and unique ability teamwork. And I would say that Emily has mastered those shortcuts.
So my name's Emily Morgan, and my company is 12 years old. My company is Delegate Solutions. We're based out of Philadelphia. Our service is really designed to help entrepreneurs leverage their time through delegation. More simply stated, we're a virtual assistant firm, but we only work with entrepreneurs. So the whole way that we approach working with clients is all around how the entrepreneurial mind works. Yeah, and being in the program around entrepreneurs has really helped us focus in on only working with entrepreneurs. So a lot of our clients are in the strategic coach program because we help execute the concepts that people are learning in coach. So you learn all these great tools and concepts, and then you go home and then your team is either resistant or they don't understand how to execute. So our team is really, we take the tools and we help people figure out how to implement them in the business. Many years ago, when I started my company, I was the primary assistant. So I was supporting lots of different clients. And during that time, one of my clients, who was a business coach, enrolled me in the assistant track program because she was in strategic coach. And she loved the program, and really, this is a great way to take an existing assistant and train them up in the different tools and concepts that coach teaches. So during that time is when I started to learn about the program. And then as my company grew and became more entrepreneurial, we started to have a larger team, and I was the sole entrepreneur. I joined strategic coach in a signature program. And that was based in Philadelphia, and it was great because it was easy travel for me in and out. That's where I'm located. And then the program, that was one of the sites that got closed down, so we all disbanded around the country. So I've been going to LA, Chicago, wherever I needed to go, up here to Toronto. And then, as the business continued to grow and my ambition continued to grow, 10X felt like more of a fit for what I was trying to do. We also run on EOS, which is the Entrepreneur's Operating System, and that is a sister sort of program, I feel, to Strategic Coach. So Strategic Coach is all about you, the entrepreneur, showing up and being the best that you can be, using the tools and concepts and bringing them to your business. Whereas EOS is more about an operating system that the business runs on. But the concepts and the thought process around a company that can run without you are the same. So it's been a really collaborative learning. We'll do EOS and we'll come to Strategic Coach. So it's been a great partnership between the two for me as the entrepreneur to get to have access to that while we're going through EOS. But what it looks like behind closed doors is really about peer learning. So you're learning not just from the instructor, but you're learning from your peers and your experience sharing around that. And then you're taking tools and concepts that I've never seen anywhere else in my entrepreneurial learning and talking through how to apply them to your business. And not just from like a time management perspective, but from a what are you trying to do for the rest of your life perspective. It's a great format to actually think about that and how that affects your plans for yourself. And then not only do you have the opportunity to think about that in these types of classes, but you have tools and concepts where you can actually map that out. And it gives you a really clean way to explain your vision and your next steps to your team when you get back. My company is virtual. And so for me to travel doesn't happen. This is really the only place that I will travel up to. I'm a single mom, so for me to have to come up here I have dogs and I have a son, and it's a huge commitment, but it's one I've made time over time because of the value that it brings to me as an entrepreneur. Just the whole mindset around having a self-managing company has been a game changer for us. It gives the company direction as to what you're trying to accomplish, and it gives you the tools to actually be able to do that. So for me, that mindset shift away from, how do I build this company to how do I build a company that can run without me, where I'm just contributing what I love and what I'm really good at. I mean, that's the goal. My leadership team, we have what we call free Fridays. So we don't work on Fridays. We'll work on like thought projects or, things that are more impactful. We won't schedule meetings. I personally institute entrepreneurial time systems. So I have focus days and buffer days, and it's allowed us to set up a lot of meetings based on, that criteria. So you wind up having more impactful weeks and you get more freedom on the weekends. Like I don't check email or anything like that on the weekends. I just totally unplug and go be with my son. And that is really the secret to having a self-managing company, because once you understand what that is, you're able to translate that into things that need to come off your plate to create the space for that. And we do that also with our team. So, working with them to understand what their unique ability is, it helps elevate them. It helps give them growth trajectory within their roles around, if you have a team that loves what they're doing and they're really good at it, like it's a limitless opportunity for everyone. Again, it comes back to knowing your unique ability. So like if the company's running without you, if you know what your unique ability is, then you're building that into how you're spending your time. What has made Delegate successful is our commitment to process, even though it's really boring and it's like things that not everyone enjoys doing. It's what creates a scalable company and keeps the chaos at bay. So not only understanding that you have a unique process, but what that process is, have it documented, have it followed by all, and constantly, use it to expand on. But that commitment to process is really the key to creating a scalable business.
2020 has been a really unique year when it comes to unique ability teamwork. Dozens and dozens of strategic coach shortcuts, because without our knowing it, that the whole toolkit that we have for strategic coach entrepreneurs in the in-person world works even better in the virtual world. So the setting up your days properly, free focus and buffer days, seeing what your unique ability is and what the other unique abilities are. But the one thing that I think for people to not see this as a natural period, and at a certain point, we're going to go back to the world that existed before that. That's not going to happen. Okay. Because the whole concept of virtual conferencing is here for good. And the coach tools that you learned and kind of practice in the in-person world are 10 times more valuable in the virtual conferencing world. And there are literally skills that you can use that are now available to you instantaneously anywhere in the world. So if you think about virtual conferencing, and we use Zoom, I was used to Zoom before 2020. I was doing podcasts on Zoom. I was doing all sorts of meetings on Zoom. So big distances, lots of time zones involved. So I was very used to that. And our company was too. So we switched our company to virtual in 3 days, and we switched our program to virtual in 10 days. So we just took everything that we were doing in the in-person world and said, okay, we've got a totally new system now for delivering our content. We've actually started brand new programs now, and we're well over 100 of people who are just starting brand new programs, and it's just virtual. And they're from 21 different countries. They're from India, they're from Vietnam, they're from Hong Kong, they're from Australia, all around the world. And the only thing that was standing in their way of joining Strategic Coach was the travel. And so virtual conferencing is actually a much better travel system. So my sense is that everything that anybody learns in Strategic Coach is great in any world, but it's 10 times better in the virtual world.